Hi, my name is Rachel. Today I'm going to talk about the third Millennium Developmental Goal, which is to promote gender equality and empower women. Mostly I'm going to talk about the two videos that we watched. The first one with Cheryl Wooden and Hans Rosling. Um, so I just find this all really interesting, just how girls and women are so unequal, I guess, compared to men, and they have less power and not as many privileges, and um, it just with like young girls who are wanting to go to school but are unable to. The first girl that they talked about that wanted to go to school, but her parents said, "Why should we waste money on letting you go to school? You could just go work in the rice paddy." Um, However, when money was donated to her school, she got an education. She was high up in her class. She got a job. She was able to help her family build a new home. And essentially, by this young girl going to school and gaining an education, she was able to help her family. And it was a huge deal, and it was a huge help. If she hadn't been able to go to school, then she would have been at home working in the rice paddy. And it's not fair because, I guess that's the whole issue is inequality because, boys can go to school, no big deal. Um, there, let's see. I thought it was interesting when Cheryl asked if there were more men or women in the world. And when she asked that, I would have guessed that there were more women in the world. But it was actually that there are more men. And it's just interesting that, like, there are girls that are starving and they are malnourished and they're sick, and then their brothers are completely fine. There's no issue. They're healthy and they're have everything that they need. And in India alone, there's a 50% higher mortality rate for girls than for boys because girls are thought to be less of. They don't, I guess they don't matter as much, is what kind of what I got out of it, and it just seems really unfair. um, but it's just wrong for girls to be so uncared for that 50% more of them are dying, and it's just honestly it kind of baffles me. Like, why would that happen? Anyway, another girl that was talked about, Mahabuba. Um, she was married when she was 13, and then when she got pregnant and she got sick, and then the baby ended up dying, and she got sicker, and then her village basically shunned her because of her circumstances, because she was sick, because she smelled bad. They wanted to let the hyenas get to her. And, like, instead of shunning her, like, try to help her. Clearly they didn't really have very good doctors or anything, but just for her to be shunned and to be eaten by hyenas is, like, sick and wrong, really. She was strong, she was clever, she basically crawled to the nearest village or wherever it was that she was able to get help, and they healed her and she got surgery and whatnot, and she herself became a nurse and she started saving lives, and she has been able to help other girls that have had the same problem as her. And so it's just, I mean, under these terrible circumstances, these girls are growing up and being educated, and they are becoming better women and better people, and they are benefiting other women, but people still aren't realizing that these women are strong and clever, and that they can benefit people, and they can benefit the world. And I mean, they said that women are part of the solution, not part of the problem. But it's just kind of, it seems like nobody's allowing women to be part of the solution. They're just saying you're a woman, you're less than everyone else, you go work in the rice paddy kind of thing. And then also the girl that her family got a goat, and then they started selling the milk, and then they saved the money, she got to school, she graduated highest in her class, she went to college, and she just said, I'm the luckiest girl in the world because I'm a goat. I'm lucky to be here because of something so simple. And it's just sad to realize that there are so many women with so much potential, and nobody's allowing their potential to grow, I guess. And then let's see. Just, I mean, 2 billion people are so underprivileged and poor, and then women are so underprivileged and poor even less. And like in my country alone, my country is Zambia, they've actually been working on promoting gender equality better, and it's better than it ever has been. And it used to be that women were only allowed to work in the home, and they were only allowed to take care of the family and cook and clean and whatnot. But it's becoming more common to see women in, I guess, in the workplace. I mean, Zambia is pretty poor, but they can sell vegetables and whatnot. And women are still in charge of the home and in charge of the family, but they are starting to work more. And even though they're starting to work more, men still have more power. So, I mean, it's slowly changing, things are slowly getting better, but it's all good.